Okay, everything should be working properly. I think for hours I kind of made a bit of a cut here, but it's the reason why I kind of made a cut here was there seem to have been some issues going on right now, but I already know what I need to do anyway. It's something that I neglected pitifully here. Yeah, I never did examine the paper. I wonder what he was writing before.
Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look.
Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there.
Just distract him. I'll check it out.
Hey, Edgeworth.
What?
Is, Detective Gumshoe under the window there? Oh no, he's gonna fall into the ground! Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look.
What? Letter of...
No. No! If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says, letter of resignation. What? Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, Wright. I feel as if something inside of me has died.
But, Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault.
I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh. I think he's serious.
Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something.
This letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything. Edgeworth's discarded letter of resignation. He's serious. Well, no, fuck this. No. We were needing something from this. We were needing something. Well, I know exactly what to do with this. I know exactly what to do with this. Gumshoe, you need to see this. Well, just crumpled up piece of paper. No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far!
Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible.
When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice, too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him.
Detective.
That's it. I made up my mind.
But...
Here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out...
They wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report.
Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated.
What?
So, at least let me do this. For Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, Detective. Thank you. Gumshoe's ID tucked swiftly into the pocket. Jesus Christ. These guys are just trying to do their jobs and just... God, they don't deserve to deal with this shit.
Detective Gumshoe isn't very photogenic, is he?
Neither am I, honestly. Whatever you do, just don't say that to his face.
Look, his eyes are half shut.
They look kind of wide open to me. Yeah, and his mouth is half open. It's freaking closed!
Hey, each of his shirt buttons is off a notch.
Looks fine to me. And he's got the narrow end of his tie in front. But this photo... I think this goes beyond being a photogenic issue. He's fine. He's a good boy, he's fine. Freaking Gumshoe deserves the best right now, you know what I mean? Jeez.
Here goes, Mr. Wright.
All right.
We're in. If anyone finds us now...
Detective Gumshoe's a goner.
Well, if that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out.
Ah!
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
Oh, I didn't even know you could slap a ghost.
Are you okay? Detective Gumshoe? What are you doing sneaking up on us like that?
I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So, I came too.
If you're here, what's the point in giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID card crushed and rendered unusable in pockets.
I don't do that to my card!
Jesus.
I hardly ever get a chance to come in here. So I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now.
You really do want to get fired, don't you?
Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, just a little bit.
That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's?
Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago.
Is anyone using it now?
No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene.
That's a strange reason to leave it there.
He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time.
I see.
So, ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk?
No one except Chief Gant. And the cleaning lady who's in here each morning.
Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. We won't know until we try.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it?
Why do you ask?
You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more.
Hey, hold on! Not so fast, buddy!
Huh? What is it?
When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that.
Sorry. This guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you?
You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you?
Hell yeah, I do.
What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him?
Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings. Yet.
There you go, ignoring me again.
Trust me, I'm not ignoring you. We need to look at this unbiasedly first. This is safe, isn't it?
Safe? That word is ripe with intrigue.
Okay, if you say so.
It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it.
A 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is.
Oh, do you know what it is?
I have a hunch.
Oh, I know. You want to try my birthday? It's...
No. I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Was I right? Oh my god! Bingo. That means we know who's... You know what that means? We know who entered the room at 4:20 p.m. We know who's been blazing it in the evidence room. Bingo.
What number did you enter?
Whose birthday was that, pal?
777777777. The final ID card number on that record.
What?
The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day.
You mean 77777777? That ID number?
I think you're 1-7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number.
Say, anyone care to look inside?
Oh, hell yeah, let's look inside.
Is there anyone in there? How much does he have stashed away?
Look, it's a...
The bot fragment!
A shard from a broken cup.
This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before?
There's something else in here, too.
A handprint? What is this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. It's a handprint.
This is a handprint, isn't it?
Hey! I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, it wasn't a thought.
Is that it? This is all that was in the safe?
Apparently so. It's empty now.
A piece of cloth with a handprint on it, and a broken shard from a cup.
They look like pieces of evidence.
Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here.
Great. Now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident?
Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective.
Well, first things first. The pot. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar?
Oh, I remember when the three of us put that back together. Ha, those are the days.
It's kind of early to be nostalgic.
Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case?
Oh, that's right. One of the shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it.
Doesn't this ring any bells? You know that fragment we just found?
You mean this one? That was in the safe?
Yes, that one. That was in the safe.
Oh, now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Let's do it.
Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this.
Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do.
Mr. Wright, here's some glue.
If I can piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. Okay, so I gotta rotate it like I did last time, properly though. Okay. Oh, that'll do it.
Ta-da!
There! It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident.
But...
Hey, guys, get a load of this.
What is it?
This piece you just attached. It's different from the others.
Whoa, what the?
there's a reddish line on it.
Yeah, I did notice this. I did notice that there was some kind of design on it. That's a weirdly a reddish line. It's blood.
I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe?
Evidence from the SL9 is a final fragment found in Chief Gant's safe. Blood traces.
Hey, look here. It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain here.
Blood. And it's also, it looks like it's just a crudely drawn symbol. Hold on, I'm gonna twist my head around a little bit here. Okay, I got my head twisted to the right, nothing good about that. Give me a minute. Okay, nothing to the left, but if I go upside down, you guys can't see me, but my head is currently upside down. That looks like a check mark with a minus right next to it. That is very weirdly designed. Okay, Note to self, I'm never doing that again if I ever do a video like that. That actually hurt my neck.
This piece the Chief has is different, though. The bloodstains on the other pieces are just spots. But this one's a line. That is odd.
Extremely odd. Alright, let's continue examining stuff. I say as I don't look at the desk.
Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk.
Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, it's you two! Chief Gant! He put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading.
Well, this looks like a list of evidence.
A list of evidence?
In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though.
That seems to be the... Wait a minute, that's what Edgeworth said last time.
Hey, look at the case name!
Oh, SL9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here.
Hold on, Detective. What did you just say?
I said, I wonder what...
No, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long.
Well, that's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence.
A half-sized list of evidence. Exactly what Edgeworth was talking about. A list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here?
I knew it. The Chief must be hiding something about that case.
It would appear so. List of evidence in the SL9 incident. Was ripped in half, so this part is all I've got. I'm gonna have to show that to Edgeworth. Let's take a look at it. Oh, I can't read this. Whoa! Wait a minute! Is this Emma's drawing? She said she drew some... I wonder what this is. Looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here.
What is it? Did you find something?
I can't make it out. I better keep quiet about it for now. Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing.
Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright?
Better not forget about this picture. We found this inside the drawer. A list of evidence from the SL9 incident.
Mr. Edgeworth had the other half of that list.
What would this list be doing here? We better look a little more into this list. If only I could read it. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons?
Sure is, pal. The Chief doesn't really care for imitations.
First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room?
What? You mean we're paying for this? Okay, that's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes.
You don't have any taxes to pay.
Shh, be careful what you say. Who knows? The Chief may be hiding in his armor as we speak.
I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out.
Oh, cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be.
Nah, he does concern me.
You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. If you were to drop that suit of armor from here...
Well, at first, the Chief wanted to use stained glass for this window.
Really? Why didn't he?
They say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view.
Oh.
Stained glass or not, it's a huge window. In comparison to the armor, that is a very big window. Not gonna lie on that.
The Chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally, we hear him playing it from the Criminal Affairs Department.
That's on the 2nd floor, and this is on the 15th floor of an entirely different building.
When a detective screws up, the Chief calls them into his office and makes them listen to the organ for hours.
What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul.
Well, after that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in their ears.
So it's an instrument of punishment. Literally. If they can hear from multiple floors and from an entirely different building, that shit's loud.
But aren't the Chief's ears affected?
He never listens to anyone anyway.
That's beside the point. Maybe he wears earplugs? That's the only thing I could probably think of. These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf.
Hey! This is when Lana and I went to that theme park.
Aw, I'm sorry. This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy.
Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner.
There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here?
Nope. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff of legends are made of.
Does he keep it in memory of her or in memory of the crime? Good question.
This was taken on that day 2 years ago.
The day Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. And the pot's in there.
After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here, then went along with Chief Gant to question Dark. I bet he never knew that he'd be dead just a few hours later.
Gee, you think? God damn it, Phoenix, that's my line! Dare you steal my line?
Look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside.
This is the 15th floor.
I know, I was just saying.
Saying what?
Ever since making detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that.
You mean like chasing a criminal and just jumping out a window at one point?
Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams.
So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window. When he gets fired.
Don't say that!
Well, I guess I know what I'm going to do. It feels like this is a perfect opportunity. Oh!
Whoa! This area must have been covered in blood.
Is this from that incident?
It must be. When Prosecutor Near Marshall was murdered. 2 years have passed, so the reaction's kind of dull.
So murder really did take place here. Well, let's just casually continue to spray everywhere. I doubt there's any more bloodstains across the floor.
Painting!
This mark looks like some kind of a flower.
Word is, it's designed after the insignia on the prosecutor's badge.
Prosecutor's badge?
Yeah, like the one hanging from your collar.
What? They have badges too?
The design's supposed to portray the severity of the punishment system.
Now that you mention it, it does look all pointy and kind of painful.
But Mr. Edgeworth never wears a badge.
Well, that's because he's a sharp dresser. A badge like that wouldn't go too well with his outfit.
So sharp dressers don't need to wear badges?
I guess everyone just kind of lets it slide.
I don't see how that's supposed to signify severe punishment. Not really. Kinda weird just gonna say that right now. Maybe there really is somewhere else that I failed to check? No, I'm pretty sure I sprayed everywhere.
I feel a lot better now that this jar is complete.
But it only raises another question. What was a piece of it doing in the chief's safe?
More importantly, why isn't there any money in there? Isn't that what safes are for anyway?
I have a feeling the outcome of tomorrow's trial just might hinge on this. Wait. never did discuss that cloth.
If I'm fired, I won't be able to give you any information. So that's why I have to get it all in my system now. You understand, don't you?
Don't be so negative, Detective. We do want you to share your information, though.
Oh, who am I fooling? I've never had anything useful to share to begin with.
Got to stay positive.
So, that glove, no, that leather, it has a handprint on it, so...
That's what the Chief was reading before, isn't it? You know, when we first came in here?
Yeah, looks like the right side of the form has been torn off.
So, Mr. Edgeworth's list really was only half of the whole thing.
Something else is bugging me more than that. Take a look at the back of that form, pal.
The back? I did!
That's the ID card record, isn't it?
Yes, there's only one number left to investigate, at 4:20 p.m. The victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with an executive office number.
77777777777.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's one more than you need, buddy. That's 1 7 too many, Detective. An executive officer. I just might have a hunch. Nope, nothing about that, I guess. Wait a minute. I have an idea. Okay, so the only thing we can do about the cloth right now is try to figure out how to get fingerprints from it. And if I had to guess, maybe I have to use this stuff. Hey, Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this.
Hey, I know what that is. Oh, so you want me to take some fingerprints?
That's a great idea, Detective.
All right, go to town. Sheesh.
What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that?
No, go ahead. Take my fingerprints.
It's not your fingerprints we want to take.
Oh?
Oh, come on, this isn't the time for jokes! We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe.
Oh! I knew that. The one with their handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor?
Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then, once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away.
What are you, my mom? Not to be told a million times, but I got the hiccups from you, damn it. All right, let's get this over with. Dust.
Blow!
I gave it my best shot,
That kind of result won't be any good for any matching prints, will it?
but it doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print.
Okay, let's try a different finger then.
Okay, oh, hey, the middle finger. It looks like it's much deeper imprinted than the others. So let's use that one. Nope. I guess I gotta get a little bit more here. Perfect. Okay. Well, it doesn't match Gaunt's handprint.
What the hell? Emma's? Why does it...
What? No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here?
Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they?
Huh? It seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match.
Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints.
Hey, you, over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe?
Don't ask me.
Let's just keep this information from Emma for now.
Here, maybe you should hold on to this.
Found in Chief Gant's safe. Evidence for something, but what? Bears Emma Skye's prints. Why are her fingerprints on here?
Well, was I any help?
Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence.
Uh-oh. No, that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat?
Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon.
Fortunately, I'm the man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective.
Do you mean me, sir?
Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Oh, you in the coat?
Me, sir?
Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore.
But, sir.
Now get out!
Yes, sir.
Damn it!
We'll be on our way too then.
Wait. You are the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet.
Me, sir?
I'd like a word with you.
But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet.
You with the spiky hair, you're free to go.
Mr. Wright?
No.
Look, pal, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you?
I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired.
Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it.
Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time?
Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the Chief Gant. Later, pal.
Jesus.
After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day.
I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning.
It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing.
Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman.
You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words.
Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right.
Edgeworth?
Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe.
Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. You probably can't. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual.
What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person?
Protecting? No. I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence.
For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you are speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name?
Gaunt. Take that! Well, Miss Skye?
Mr. Wright, you are addressing the Chief Prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know?
Damon Gaunt.
We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective.
Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes?
His crimes?
Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence.
Of course, these are serious offenses.
Why is it, though, that Chief Gaunt's name was never mentioned?
Chief Gant?
Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me.
I had access because I was second in command of that investigation.
Yes, you, but also one other. Damon Gaunt.
If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case.
I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him?
Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders. Even if it means being found guilty for murder.
Why not?
Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate.
In the murder of Detective Goodman.
Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although, I can't tell you the details. I can say that I was given an order that day.
I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car.
Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman.
Correct.
So you had to stage that.
I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body.
A murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife?
No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it.
The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife.
I couldn't just leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife.
That would be Edgeworth's knife.
That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand.
And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand.
Yes. It seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then... she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that, by whatever means possible. So, you hid Dark's knife? The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that.
So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe.
Right. Then I called my sister. To tell her what happened, and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler.
You asked Emma?
I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this.
That would explain why Emma is so confident. About Lana's innocence.
Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day.
A bad feeling?
The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall.
To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him?
The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own.
Oh, you mean...
Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands.
He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence.
He'd already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared.
So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. Damn, this Damon Gaunt bastard must have a lot of power.
I'm afraid that's all I can tell you.
But Lana...
You've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow.
Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. You think? This is some serious corruption, dude. A serious cover-up, too. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. Yeah, definitely. Fucking definitely, we need to... Ugh. Final day trial former. Okay. Well, shit, we might be able to finish this off next week. Because if I do my time correctly, I'm going to have to split up this session into 2 videos, so that way I can tackle the entire trial next week. That way I'm not rushing to get other stuff ready, but damn. That is some sickening level corruption right there. My God, man. So, Gaunt murdered Goodman, and then ordered Lana to hide the body. Or, I'm sorry, dispose of the body. But Angel Starr just happened to get... Wow, okay. Jesus. This is some next level corruption, but why... Why are Emma's fingerprints on that leather? No, not... Yeah, why are her fingerprints on there, I wonder? I don't know, I'm kind of worried about that. I don't think I've got any evidence that kind of points to the leather, but... Shit. Alright, I believe I'm definitely going to have to end this here, so if you all like this, be sure to let me know. Okay, this is getting into some dark territory, and I'm worried about how this is going to play out. I don't think Damon's going to be a very easy opponent. He's probably going to be about as difficult to deal with as Von Karma. Oh dear lord, that's not going to be fun in the slightest. But if you all like this, be sure to let me know. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will definitely see all of you guys in the next video. Wish me luck.